Hello everybody, this is Dragline and this is part one of a mastering tutorial. I'm going to show you how to set up a few things. Say you're finished with your song, you're ready to just go ahead and add the final touches to it. You've already done your mixing, your general mixing, which means that you have routed your individual instruments to their corresponding tracks. You've adjusted the volumes, and so far you like how it sounds. But at the final stages, you're going to need to master it. So the tools we're going to be using are Maximus, the Fruity limiter, Fruity dB channel, and an EQUO. So let's just go ahead and load up a Maximus, which I already have it loaded in, but we'll put it in there anyway. Derp. Okay, so what I like to do is as soon as I load it up, I go to presets default. Now, then we're going to load up a Fruity limiter, and then you're going to load up a Fruity dB meter, which is right here. And then lastly, you're going to load up an EQUO, and you're going to do them in that order, because any changes that you make in these two windows are going to be reflected here, and these are just extra helpful visual information. The Fruity dB meter is going to show you where, if at all, you're peaking, and you don't want your song to be peaking over 0. That's bad. But you do want your song in all bands to be as loud as possible, especially if you're going for house, dubstep, electro. You want those to be as loud as possible without peaking, and you want them to be doing that in each band. Now, let's talk about Maximus. Maximus is a multiband compressor, which means it's going to be compressing low ends, mid ends, and high ends individually, and it does it through a curve with an input feed. So you can kind of sort of consider this your threshold, and this is like how hard or soft you want your compression to be. Now, this is my method, and this is the method we're going to do it in this tutorial. I like to just go ahead and have a solid curve, because I don't like to do hard compression. So we're just going to right click on each of these nodes and delete them. We're going to do that in each band. And then after that, I'm going to go to master, and I'm going to turn compression off in the master. And the reason is I want to concentrate on compressing my different bands first before I do anything on the master. So let's go ahead, bring this up, bring each of them up to a nice little rounded out curve, and let's listen to the song. And when you do your compression, you want to do it in different areas of your song, but most importantly, you want to do it in the area of your song that's the most busiest, that has the most instruments. So let's hear how that sounds. By the way, you want to do this with the Fruity limiter off at first. And you'll notice here on my master band that I was peaking over, and that I was peaking over here. So let's just play that again and you'll see. Anything hitting above the yellow point, getting into the orange, or hitting above this 0 decibel point, we want to round that off. And you can do that several ways, and we're going to be doing it three ways actually. So let's take a look at our bass first. Now you can see we have high peaks and high valleys in our bass. In general, you don't want that, especially in the bass section and the mid section. It's not so bad in the high section, but basically we're going to be trying to eliminate those peaks and valleys and getting a nice kind of an even flat area. It doesn't have to be too even. You definitely don't want too much compression. We just want it to be more coherent, cohesive. So let's also go over these controls real quick. Now this purple knob is going to be your input feed. This is what's being fed in to the compressor. So if I adjust that high, I'm going to be feeding a higher signal of my bass into this low end here. Same thing for the mid and high. Now my post is the signal that's already been processed. I can bring that up or down. Now this pre-gain right here also corresponds to this little button. You can turn that on and off to preview what it looks like. So let's go ahead and preview what our input gain is. Alright, now that you see that, let's also go ahead and show you this one. This is the green one. This is what is going to be your output signal. This is what your signal looks like after it's been compressed. So after my input feeds into this curve and gets compressed, whatever shows up as green is going to be my compressed curve. So this is what's actually being fed into your master channel. This is the actual process signal. Now when I turn both of these on, you'll notice that, especially if I have this up higher, when I turn both of these on, my compressed signal is going to show up as white. So just keep that in mind. And my gain, or the pre-input, is going to show up as a purple still. So when I play this, you're probably going to see some purple over top of the white. The purple is what has been fed in, and the white is what is going to be going out to your master. Notice when I bring that down, you're not seeing so much being fed into it. So by default, maybe you want to start here. It just depends on what you're going for. So those are the basic controls, and then this right here shows your actual compression curve. This is showing you where it's being compressed. So when I play this again, you're going to see some curves that are dipping down, and they're going to be mirroring the areas that are being compressed. Notice how they're often mirror opposites of areas that are valleys, and that's because those are areas that are being compressed. All right, now that was basically just what I wanted to go over in this part one of the tutorial, just the basic controls of Maximus. And now we're going to skip over to part two, where I'm actually going to master the song. And I'm going to do it fairly quick, but you're going to get an idea of how to do it. All right, so we'll see you next video.